Here they come. The Bobcat curtain. It's a Bobcat parade. I was just on Explore because on Monday, Cooper is going to get a camera down in that little side where he hangs out all the time. And they were asking me for a title and a description. And so I had the camera up and just happened to catch a glimpse of him. So I made a recording that I'm going to post later on when I post this video. I'll just tack it on to this video when I post it on YouTube and on facebook.com/Bobcat Walkabout. Andy Tiger is watching all of us unload Will over there. All these buckets are still cleaning up sticks from Hurricane Irma. Anasazi, we're bringing back your broken boyfriend. Cynthia Zeus is doing quite well. He's not in this area. This is Bobcats in this area.
Yeah, watch your feet. Head's tall enough. There's a lot more clearance in this one. We have a party in this safety gate.
That safety gate's bigger than most Bobcats live in their whole lives.
I'm serious. This is a giant gate.
Christina, thank you for reminding everybody to share this. That really does help.
Just position the door so we can get it from the safety entrance.
So back there you can see they've knocked a hole in the back of his den so that there's daylight on the other side so that they can put food in right there at the wall.
You swing your end around towards Carole. There you go. Is that close enough? Mm-hmm. Can we take this off? Yep. Go ahead and step out. Take the sheet off. Alright, we will. Alright, bud.
Nothing bothers Will.
He's the most chill Bobcat.
He has neurological issues. That's why he's the way he is. Hi, it's Grandma. Oh, look, you're free. Oh, going right to my den. What the heck? There's a hole in my den.
Hey, what the hell? He got to the end and he's like, what? He's like, people can see me in here now. Grab this one.
Now you have a breeze too. That's much nicer.
Fresh air and everything.
Anasazi, what do you think about this? You liking your Kuluru up there?
She looks like the queen up there.
This is his girlfriend. Everywhere that there's cats living together, they're spayed or neutered or both to make sure that we don't have any kittens because we don't believe these guys belong in cages to begin with. Anasazi's like the most perfect Bobcat ever. She just gets along with everybody and she is a great companion for Will since he has some issues. You are perfect, aren't you? Yes, you are. You're perfect. You're the perfect Bobcat. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Jerry, thank you for sharing that. Got a link to our cages.
Gross.
Take care of some other stuff while you're back here.
Dual purpose.
Yeah.
I want to see so much easier. I want to see the fancy den. Now I can poke Ned's in the back of there. Oh.
Very nice. Much
That's
easier to get his food
awesome.
to him.
I can totally push a plate all the way to your face.
Nice work. Is that your first concrete job?
Victor did it.
Is that his first concrete job?
I think so.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that you guys got the tile fixed. That made me very happy.
Yep.
It's a little higher than the other tile, but not enough so that anybody's going to trip.
Are you sure? Or is it just an optical illusion because it's not grouted?
But it's good. It's going to be fixed. What do you guys think? Oh my goodness, you guys are too cute. This is Sioux and Lakota underneath their den together. Is that precious or what? Are you guys being precious? No, you're going to come give me some heck, aren't you? That's Will. Remember Will? Will lives next door. He's not scary. He's not scary at all. Oh, you're fading out. I guess you're fading out. They are hissy. Hissy, hissy. Let's see if we can find some bobcats who aren't so hissy. I was on Facebook Live earlier today reading a letter from a visitor who was saying he was very sad not to get to see our ocelot. And it's because our ocelot is very nocturnal. PurrFection. So she hangs out in her den during the day and then she goes trotting around at night, but we don't have tours at night except the night tour quarterly. Mike, they're hissing because they see all the commotion over there and people with catch cages and they're like, oh no, we don't want to be caught. Wanted to make sure we were not coming for them. I don't know if Dr. Miller has looked at Zeus or not. A couple days ago, somebody said that she was here in the morning, but I was never able to verify that. And it hasn't been long enough. She had said that maybe after 5 days he could go out, but at the time that she looked at him, it was not 5 days yet. And I am not sure when she plans to come back out and take a look at him. There's Zucari. Sweet Zucari. Hi. Hey there, sweetheart. Are you lounging here in the palms? It's okay. Well, if anybody asks why he's hissing, it's because he's a serval. Servals are so hissy. I went riding around on my bike a few minutes ago looking for anything that might be of interest for you guys to see, and there was like nothing going on because it's so hot. Everybody's just chilled out wherever they can. They're sacked out. it's the angle. I'm looking at him. He looks really fat from this angle, but he doesn't look that fat in person. Hey, Mark Mira. Somebody said Andy's licking his paw. He was in the lake earlier. I almost went live with that, but then he hopped right out. The cats who are in the witness protection program can't be the subjects of our videos and photos until the Ohio Department of Agriculture wins their lawsuit against the former owner. And it's been 2 years that they've been fighting him. And unfortunately, those things often take 6 years to come to complete conclusion because the people who own them illegally will use every opportunity to make it a fundraising opportunity for themselves about, oh, please get our cats back to us. We miss them so much. Please donate. Please donate. And they can't make money off of them after they completely lose, so they keep filing appeal after appeal after appeal until they run out of appeals. And of course, they're not going to win it because they were in violation of the law, and you just can't disobey the law and win. But our system is set up to give people way too many chances to try and win in court. I have no idea why it's set up that way, but it is. So unfortunately, we won't be able to share those cats much with you until that is completely done. The state of Ohio had passed a law years ago saying that people had to register their animals if they had exotic animals, and it gave them 2 years to do it, and they refused to do it. So that's how it is that they had them illegally. Well, the sad thing about them spending all of their donors' money is that it also costs taxpayer money for any state to go after the people who are buying and selling and breeding these animals and profiting off of them. You want the state to do their job. You want them to go after the bad guys, and you want them to seize the animals and put them in good sanctuaries. But to do so just costs a bloody fortune because of the fact that people can be so easily sucked into what these people tell them. And as long as they can generate donations, they'll keep doing it. Hello from Key West. I hope you guys survived the hurricanes okay. I haven't been online today to see where Maria is or what she's up to, and I'm really worried about our friends in Mexico City. I just heard about that earthquake. You could fly with those ears. You could. So I said I wanted to practice my speech that I'm going to be giving at the Jackson Hole Wildlife Film Festival. If you will allow me, I would love to practice on you guys. On October 18th, 2011, Terry Thompson, who was only out of jail for the past 2 weeks, set free 56 lions, tigers, bears, cougars, wolves, and other wild animals. He cut the doors off the cages so that no one would be able to recover the animals, and then committed suicide. His apparent goal was to wreak as much havoc as possible with his last actions. His horrific act of violence against the animals and the community turned out to be a catalyst for change. Animal protection groups had been trying for years to ban the private possession of big cats. Earlier that year, January 6, 2011, Ohio's outgoing Governor Strickland passed an emergency executive order to require registration of dangerous wild animals and to ban criminals from possessing them. 3 months later, in March, the incoming Governor Kasich allowed the order to expire. In July of that same year, the International Fund for Animal Welfare hosted 11 organizations representing 18 million supporters to come up with a three-pronged approach to ending the big cat crisis. Jeff Falken did a masterful job of keeping everybody on track and coming up with a definite plan of how to end this problem. First, we would go to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service and ask them to rescind the generic tiger loophole. That loophole had been created in 1983 because so many backyard breeders were inbreeding and crossbreeding tigers in order to produce white tigers. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service said there's no way to know whether or not these animals are purebred, and so therefore they're not real tigers and they're not subject to the same protection that real tigers should have. The second thing was to go to USDA and have them ban cub handling because it is a violation of the Animal Welfare Act. And then the third would be a federal bill that would ban the private possession of big cats and the cub handling. The 11 organization coalition, which included the International Fund for Animal Welfare, the Humane Society of the United States, Born Free, and Big Cat Rescue, knew that our next major tragedy involving big cats was just right around the corner because in our world it's commonplace news. In October 18th of 2011, when law enforcement had to find and kill 18 tigers, 17 lions, 8 bears, 3 cougars, 2 wolves, and 2 monkeys that had been set free. It was a 24-hour-long bloodbath that came to be known as the Zanesville Massacre. No matter where you go, when you say Zanesville Massacre, people know the story. What made it so memorable was that people just could not believe that it was legal to privately own such dangerous wild animals. So why is it still legal? Celebrities have a lot of power in Washington, and there are several people who have made their fortunes and their fame by taking cute baby lions, tigers, snow leopards, and other wild animals onto talk shows. Some of the most well-known claim to be there with babies from their affiliated zoo, but most of those babies are actually bred by private owners for the pay-to-play trade. Those breeders would be banned under the federal law that we lobby for. The celebrities are doing all they can to thwart our progress. And media has hampered the change by pandering to the romantic notion that you can touch the wild and be held out as a lion whisperer.